So in this video, I'm going to be going over my post-weed control or post-emergent weed control before I overseed. A couple of options that I have. In my fall overseed, I did use this spectracude weed stop. This worked phenomenally well. I was actually really skeptical of it. Applied it, hook up to your hose pipe, applied it. Still got 8 ounces left, and it killed every single weed on my lawn. I did my fall overseeding afterwards. Because in the fall, I was able to. There weren't too many weeds resprouting, so that was great. I got my seed down, had a great lawn towards the end of the fall. I can't use this because it takes 3 to 4 weeks between applying this and being able to overseed. We're April 4th right now, so there's not really a lot of time left to get the seed down. My next option is, and the one that I'm going to go with, is Tenacity. I've seen a lot of videos on this, reviews on this. I've done my research, and I think this is the correct product to use for me. Do your own research, don't take my word for it. So I'm going to use this as a post-emergent control today. I don't have too many weeds, but they're starting to sprout up, so I want to get them under control, and I should be able to overseed in a couple of weeks. At that time, I will use this as a pre-emergent weed control, as a blanket coverage. I'm just going to go around and spot treat weeds today, so that should be okay. And then I will use it as a pre-application or a pre-emergent treatment when I overseed. It does come with a handy syringe. I've never used anything like this before, so I'm going to reread the label and then we'll get to spraying. So before I start spraying, let's take a look at the weeds that I do have. So looks like I have some dandelions coming up here, and then along the edge on my patio there's just a bunch of different things. I think that's clover coming up there. So all the way along here we just got a bunch, and it's kind of thin already, so if I don't do anything with this, more weeds are just going to come up. See, like right along the edge here, and then further into the yard there are more. So let's take a look. So then right here we've got quite a large patch actually. This must be where the annual ryegrass was, and the weeds are just starting to take over. We do have soil temperatures around 52 degrees point, 55 degree point, so weeds are going to start germinating here, especially crabgrass. So I've got my water in my sprayer. I'm only putting half the water in. I'm only going to use a gallon of Tenacity mixed with the water, so I've half the proportions of what it says on the Tenacity tub. I've got my surfactant. I'm going to mix these together off camera. Never done this before, so I don't want to give out any false information, but I will give a review of how easy it was to follow and how easy it was to do, and then we can start spraying these weeds. So I didn't get any shots of me spraying the Tenacity. It's my first time using it, so I wanted to make sure I got it right. But it went well. We mixed it all together per the instructions, and we sprayed it. I didn't put any dye in because I was only spot treating, so I knew roughly where I was. But if I were doing this as a pre-emergent control and wanted to make sure I got even coverage throughout the lawn, I would use a dye. You can just use food colouring for that. But that was fairly easy to do. I'm just going to clean up my sprayer now. I've got all the chemicals away, so they're out of reach of everything. I'm going to stay off the lawn. I also made sure to check the weather, make sure it's not going to rain. I think it says the Tenacity is actually rain resistant within an hour, but I have seen somewhere it says to recommend 2 to 4 hours. We don't have rain on the horizon for the next 7 days, so we're all good there. One thing I did notice was I'm starting to get some black patches from my previous video where I applied the Moss X, which is great. So we're already starting to see results there. I don't think it's getting the moss, it's getting the lawn, but that means that it's doing something, that's great. No immediate effect on the bugs. We've not been clearing stuff out, but we will see that in the coming days whether the bugs have been, shooed away or dealt with. So the sprayer that I used for spraying the Tenacity is this Eliminator. It was $12 at Walmart. Now I wasn't too sure on getting this, but if I were going to buy another sprayer to spray something like this again, I'd probably get a backpack sprayer, whether that's a motorized one or a hand pump one. It just got a little bit annoying and heavy where the pipe was lying and having the tank in one hand, but it wasn't too bad. But if I were doing the whole lawn, I could see it getting a little bit heavy. So that's something for me to think about the next time I need to spray Tenacity. So lawn's starting to look nice and green. There are weeds in there, they're green too. But the Tenacity is going to make those weeds turn white. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that. It's going to take 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm not going to mow. It doesn't need mowed, it's fine for now. But I'm going to watch out for that, and I will post an update video of how I think it performed and whether I need to reapply again. I don't have too many big weeds, and there's not that many weeds. So it should be good, and that application should be enough to see us through to the overseeding point. So there we have it. I've sprayed my first ever round of Tenacity. It went well. There weren't any hiccups. I just need to make sure that you read the instructions correctly. Mix the Tenacity and the surfactant with the correct amount of water. Make sure you have gloves on, goggles on, long pants on, long sleeves on, and a nice pair of boots, or boots that are waterproof so it doesn't seep through them. That's always important. So correct PPE. The labels go over everything that you should be wearing with that. Make sure you don't apply too much. So that's easy, just don't go over the same part too many times, or don't go over it more than once. Fairly easy to spray, not any more complicated apart from the mixing side than just getting something from the store. The results I can't comment on, but in the coming weeks I will make another video on how I think it has performed. The weeds should start turning white. So if you haven't already, please do consider watching one of my other videos. There should be a couple popping up on the screen right now. I'll link a couple in the description below of the previous steps before I got to spraying Tenacity. And I will catch you on the next video.